I mean, it's a wild fight. I mean, I don't know what to think. I mean, we've only seen the highlights of Jake Paul. He looks athletic and like he trains hard. The crazy thing about people like that, and when you're just starting up, is just like you're just fearless because you haven't been, beaten up yet. So you don't even know like you're not supposed to be good and you're not supposed to beat this guy. And that goes so far, to have like that kind of confidence on top of being very athletic and also putting in the work. He literally goes in and spars every day, and it's a boxing fight. Ben Askren's not a boxer. I think he picked the best opponent to fight to highlight himself, because it's like there's not a more accomplished MMA fighter than Ben Askren that is not as equipped in boxing. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a name that big and that successful that maybe has that like little of stand-up skills that he's shown. So that's a good thing for him to pick, because fans are crazy. Like they think if a Jake Paul beats a Ben Askren that like he's better than Robbie Lawler because he beat Robbie Lawler and he did all this. So great business move by Jake Paul. But at the end of the day, Ben Askren is an NCAA champion and a high-level MMA competitor, and there is something different in a competitor at that level that makes him, adjust and compete no matter what. And just because we didn't see Askren box doesn't mean, I mean, he's a natural competitor. I think that can pull him through quite a bit, just being a competitor. And if I was Askren, like, and I could see it happening, is I see Askren maybe just going in and taking him down. Like, you can't just be like, you can't beat an MMA fighter. Like, I'm not even agreeing to play your game. And if it takes away from Askren's money, I don't think he's going to care, or anything like that. Like, and he's just the right type of kind of like heel to do that and be like, no, you say you could beat MMA fighters. This is what it is. And just kind of like hold the guy down, maybe even choke him with boxing gloves. I think that would be hilarious. And not even let him have an actual boxing fight, just have a real fight and get disqualified. I think it'd be hilarious.
Man, that is one of the toughest ones, honestly. That really is, because Jake's gonna come out balls of fury, just fucking slinging hammers, and he is an athlete, and he is just conditioning himself to throw. And of course, Askren will take a couple to get into grappling range. So the fight's either going to unfold with Jake catching Askren and knocking him out and doing it in a ridiculous quick fashion, or Askren keeps it together, takes a few blows, throws a few blows, weathers Jake's inexperienced, just immature self. He's going to go out there and throw his wad, and if Askren weathers the storm, he'll take him out in the later rounds. I don't know which way it's going to swing. Who do you have? You're right, and I'm going to go Askren because, just for the respect of the goddamn game, just for the respect of the game, yeah.
Dude, I just talked to someone else about that. I think if it was any single other person in the UFC, that I would take them, like literally anybody that's obviously that size, sort of. But I think Jake Paul has been boxing. Like, I think, I'm not saying some people think he's better than he is. Some people don't realize he's as good as he is. I mean, he trains boxing every day with real boxing coaches. He's an athletic kid. He's getting better each time. I think he beats Ben Askren. It's crazy.
Man, Ben Askren is like the number one mixed martial artist that they could pick for a fight like that. These Jake Paul and those guys, I'm not hating on them. They're making money. Congratulations. Like, that's awesome. I'm glad they're making money. Somebody's making money in the sport, which is great. And I'm glad that Ben's going to make some money. That's really cool. But come on, man. Ben Askren couldn't fucking box his way out of a wet paper sack.
Bro. Can we get somebody more legit to box? Like, why Ben Askren? Like, I won't even throw crazy balls in there. Like, throw crazy. You know what I mean? He'll give you a better fight. You know what I mean? I just feel that we should have a better representative of the sport of MMA to do that. I know that we're mixed martial artists, and at the end of the day, being a great wrestler could just win you fights in MMA too, or being a great. But you're about to just separate everything, and you're about to just be boxing. Like him as a boxer, he's not a great boxer. He's not. We saw it against Damian Maya, how his hands look. So I think like it's gonna be a money grab fight. They're both gonna make money, and man, it's just boxing. I feel like Jake Paul's gonna win, man. Like it pisses me off because I think he's gonna win. And then he's gonna say, "Oh, I beat up MMA fighters, ex-UFC fighters. I should just be in the US." I know he's gonna start talking crap. So I just wish it would have been a different person. Even if he doesn't have as good, he's not like the greatest boxer in the UFC. Somebody retired. Look, I'll put Chuck Liddell at 50 against him. You know what I mean? But then I put Ben Askren. Are you serious? You don't understand timing, movement. You don't understand striking like that. You know? So
Golly, I didn't even know that got in. I'm gonna take Askren, man. I mean, I don't see him losing to, no matter what it is, to Jake Paul. So
Gross. Man. I think, oh, man, that's brutal. Pains me to say that. I feel like Jake Paul's gonna win that fight.
Dude, I know, man. A part of me, I want Jake Paul, or excuse me, I want Ben Askren to just mop the floor with him. But then the other part of me was I kind of want these Paul boys to keep winning, man, because my goal, they one fights at 189, one fights at 200. I'm a kickboxing guy. I'm a boxing guy. I have the 1-0 professional boxing record, and I'm a tournament fighter, right? I fought in 6 different tournaments. I want these guys to keep winning because I want to pull off a little 4-man tournament. I want to fight both of them in the same night, see if they can hang with that. So, obviously, you know, Askren's a professional fighter, man, and he's a grinder. I think his wrestling mentality can get him past. But, you know, these guys, these Paul boys, I mean, they kind of have a little bit of skill to them. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm pulling for I want to see Askren win. It's like I'm 50-50, man, because I want Askren to win. But then part of me is like, you know, if these guys keep winning, they're going to have to fight somebody that's going to box them up. And I promise you, I'd knock both of them out in the same night. So that's my goal. That's what I want to.
So, I got asked this question not too long ago. My answer was, I think Jake Paul has a closer chance of beating Ben Askren in a boxing match than Conor did Mayweather. But I think Jake Paul wins one way. And this is the way I want Jake Paul to win. Is Ben Askren say, fuck this, shoots a double leg and slams him. And straight ground and pounds him. That would be the way I would like to see Ben Askren win. Or lose. Like, what's going to happen? You know, you start throwing some jabs, double leg, bam, slap. What was it? Belly suplex. Just show him that, you know, you're not, Ben Askren's not a boxer. No one's ever been like, yo, check out Ben's cross. No. It was like, cross-body suplex, though, he's throwing people. That's what I want to see. Like, that would be worth watching.
Jake Paul's going to whip Ben Askren's ass. The only way that I see Ben winning is if it gets into the 7th and 8th round and Jake is exhausted because he blew his load. Because that's how it seems he's an explosive guy and hits hard. But if you don't get Ben out of there and he gets tired because he's not experienced, you know, Ben's been in a million fights, then I would have to give it to Ben. But I think that Jake is a better boxer, and I think he is way more athletic and explosive. And Ben's arrogant. Fuck, so he's I met him once at Roofsport and he was just a dick. So I'm gonna give it to Jake.
With that original flow, head kicks with the pros, picks up the fights or anything in the mix. Getting closer to the heart of the flame, bringing conversations with heavy hitting names. You feel the love of the game.